Hmm. Hi, everybody. Just trying to get going on Facebook as well as here on YouTube. But for some reason, it is not letting me hit go live. So this one might end up just being on YouTube this month. All right. So I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Try this again. It is cold and snowing here in Great Falls, Montana. Just a sprinkle. Not too much. Oh, there we go. Got it going on here. Sorry about the long wait. The cards that we're making today are using the Hello Harvest stamp set for fall. And I really thought it would be a great combination with this beautiful DSP. Of course, you know, I get on here and I know all the things and then I forget the names of all the things. So let me look here. This stamp or this paper pack that we are using is called Rustic Harvest. And it is beautiful, black and white on one side and some beautiful fall on the other side. And I've used the majority of, so this is a couple sets of, like I think 3 packs. So that's why I have so much of these patterns. And I seem to be pretty much out of the rest of the patterns. I will be showing you some. Like there was this beautiful diamond pattern, and then on the back it has a nice green swirl. And then we'll be using some of the other ones also today. So the first card we're going to start with is, we're going to set this one aside, and I'm going to start with this card. Boy, that light seems awfully washed out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I have lights everywhere. So are you able to see that? There we go. And then it opens like this. And then it flips open like this for you to write a little bit of a message. You can sign it here or you can sign it here. Either one. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to just set that right up there. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So this first piece of DSP I have measures 4, probably 4 7/8 by 8 1/4. So 4 7/8 by 8 1/4. And I'm going to grab my scoreboard here. And we are going to score this at 2 3/4. And then again at 5 1/2. So the first one was 2 3/4 and then 5 1/2. Okay. I'll tell you the measurements of our card base. Our card base is 3 3/4 Yeah, 3 3/4 by 10, and it is scored at 5.5. I don't think that score mark is right because that is not half. I'm going to move that score mark to there, to 5. There we go. That'll work. So it's scored at 5. So if this is a 10-inch piece, it's scored in half at 5 to make my card base. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set that there. And I have my card base here. And I'm going to burnish that edge. And then I'm going to fold this in a zigzag fold. So I'm going to go over this way, and then I'm going to come back this way. There we go. Just like that. So it opens just like that. And then there you can see it from that angle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and since I have these 2 pieces done, I am going to take my art glitter glue, and I am going to, so this is one of those patterns. It has the leaves on the back, and it has this orangey, actually it's like a terracotta, Cajun Craze, that's the color, on the back. On my original card, I had a different print, a different DSP, and it had Bumblebee, I think that's Bumblebee on the back side. So yeah, I really love how elegant this looks. You know, it's just a little bit of a pop of color. All right, so I see people are like popping in and popping off. So when I glue this down, I want to make sure it's going to open to the right. And I'm gluing it to the right-hand side. Okay. There we go. And then I have this piece of vellum, and I took, and I believe this is just a 3 by 3 square. 3 by 3 1/4, so it can go either way. But I took it and I ran it through this embossing folder to give it just a little bit of texture and dimension. And I can't remember what the name of that one is. And I know from this card, I can put glue right in the center, okay? And I will add a little more glue after I get my pumpkin and my banner on. I just want to make sure that I don't put the glue where it's going to show. You can see on my first one, I kind of got messy with the glue, and you can see it here. So this card that I'm working on now, I'm only putting the glue where I know it will be covered. All right, so in the stamp set / bundle, it comes with a couple shapes, and these are like textured pumpkin. And if you look real close, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little bit of texture and indentation on that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my dimensionals. There we are. And I am going to put a few dimensionals here along the center of my centerpiece here. Go ahead and peel those off. And then this is going to pop right here into the center. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take my stem. And this is a stem, and this part here at the bottom, this rounded part, that is for you to use to glue to the back of your pumpkin. So you put a little glue there, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat in case it oozes out. My mat is just covered in glitter right now. And I'm going to set that on there, and then I'm going to pop that on just like that. Okay? And so now I can pop it over and you can see where I glued that down. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add, I cut out the vine and the greenery in silver foil as well to kind of match the stem and just the whole elegance. So I'm just going to put a little adhesive right there at the bottom, and I'm going to tuck it behind that centerpiece and just kind of let it do its thing. And then I'm going to take a little bit of glue and just put it on the back end of this vine, and I'm going to tuck it behind that centerpiece and push it down. There we are. And then I'm going to put just a titch of glue right here, a titch, that's it, just right there. Is that really even a word? And I'm going to stick that like it's coming out of behind the pumpkin. There we are. So that's kind of what it looks like. And now I will take my pumpkin, take this, put it right there, and I'm going to just glue that down right in the center of that vellum square. And I'm going to add just a little bit of glue to these vines because I would really hate for them to get caught like on the envelope and get torn off. So I'm just going to add a little glue, center that right like that, and then I'm just going to press and I'm going to hold that down for just a minute. So usually, or lately, when I've gone to do my videos, it seems to take me like forever. You know, I can't just like pop on and do all the things. Like it takes me forever to get the software working correctly. Then the microphone doesn't work or the camera's not working correctly. And so today I was like, oh, I guess I'll go up there and I'll get this video done. And while I was, you know, getting ready, I upload it, and you know what? It had to be updated. I'm like, well, you know, I guess we'll update it. So I had to update the software. I couldn't just pop on here and do my thing. All right, so I am going to, so I have the negative space here for the banner, and this is in my Stamparatus, and I'm just going to take my pre-cut banner and I'm going to stick it in here. And this really works well. For example, if you were going to be mass producing, you could just pop that little banner in there. And I'm going to put some ink right here and pop that down just like so. And I'm going to do it again just one more time because that was not the best stamp. Now with words, you want to be very careful. You don't want to press too hard, so it might take 3 or 4 different times. I'm going to do it one more time. Just with those letters, they don't seem like they're crisp enough. The outside edge looks really good, but oh, that is so much better. There we go. And I am just going to take your pick tool, and I'm going to just peel that out of there just like that. And I am done with this. Go ahead and set that aside. Now to add this, I want to make sure it all stays level. So I'm going to be putting it right here across the center of this pumpkin like so. So I want to make sure I put a pop foam dot over here and a foam dot over here. And then I'll just use liquid glue in the center where it's going to line up on top of that pumpkin. All right, so here are my dimensionals, one on this end and one on this end. And then some liquid glue right over the center where it's going to touch. Perfect, just like that. You know, I've noticed since I switched to liquid glue that for the most part, things don't fall apart. You know, I still use, of course, you know, my ATG gun when I'm doing scrapbooking. But when I am doing just card making, I notice my cards hold up so much better when I use liquid glue. All right, so that is the front. Now we are going to assemble this piece, this white piece. I got a stamp on it, and it's this piece right here. I'm going to grab my, this is a Misty, because I have multiple stamping tools, you know. And I'm going to put this piece right here in my Misty. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to set it in this corner. And I'm going to set it right just like that. And I'm going to do stamp both things at the exact same time. Because, well, I did not make sure that was straight. So I'm going to wipe that off. And then I'm going to try again because I really don't want to mess this up, especially on camera. All right, so let's go ahead and wipe that off. There we are. Now I'm going to dry it with my hand. There we go. And there we go. That looks pretty straight. There we go. Now I can do my stamping here. All right, and I am going to grab my pressure tool here, and I'm just going to give that a nice rub, and I'm going to give this a good rub, and that is wrong, because this is supposed to be this way. So, lovely. We have two sides of this paper. We're going to flip it over, just like that. I'm going to clean it off, because I'm going to reposition it where I want it, and I want it right there. The good news is so when I was teaching the class a couple weeks ago, I must have had like a magnet under one part of the rubber, and it made a dent. And so then the class on the third day, or the third class anyway, this stamp was not wanting to stamp up in this area here. It was like it was dented in and I couldn't get enough pressure, but it seems to have bounced back just fine. I didn't have to do anything extra for that. So that works out great. And I'm going to be done with these stamps. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe them down and put them back in the case, because I am going to need to get the pumpkin stamp. And I'm going to take this off. And I'm going to set that over there. And then I'm going to bring this one down here. And I'm going to stamp the pumpkin right over the top of this piece right here. So here's the pumpkin. I'm going to put it right about there. I'm going to close my Misty door, and I'm going to open it again. Oh. We're going to stamp that pumpkin. Give it a nice even pressure there. That looks good. I don't even think I'm going to restamp it. That was just good on the first try. I love it when that happens. And we're going to go ahead and put these two pieces of cardstock onto our card, and then this card will be complete. All right, so I'll set that over here. This I'm going to pull off, set that there. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this to the side. I think I'll need that pumpkin again, but I can always grab it. It's just right here. All right, so here is the card I'm making. I'm going to open it up and take my glue bottle here. I feel like I'm always getting cluttered, and I'm just going to take some glue, Give it a nice good coating. And I'm going to just center it the best I can onto this DSP section right there. And then that one, the front is done. Now I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put some glue on the back of this, my little boo-boo that nobody will ever know or see. And we're going to do that just like that. And that card is complete. So there's the original. Okay. I will say that I believe my second card looks way better. Love, love, love it. All right, and there we go. That is the first card. I hope that for those of you following along are doing okay and you're able to follow along with me. I'm really trying to go slow enough for you. All right. Now, the second card, we're going to start with the card base. And this piece measures 4 1/4 by 11. And first off, I want to score it at 5 1/2. So I'm going to put my blade up there and I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. Now I'm going to rotate it and I'm going to line it up with the 2-inch and I am going to cut from the bottom to the score mark that's at 5 1/2. That's it. And then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to just cut that bigger section off, okay? It's not incredibly bigger, but it is a little bit bigger. So if you look at them side by side, it's literally like 1/4 of an inch, okay? So I cut that off. I do not need this piece anymore. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to glue this piece down and I'm going to center it right there on there. Now I haven't folded my card because I need to die cut my half circle out of this section and I need to do that after I have placed this piece down. All right, so I'm going to grab my Gemini plates. And I'm going to go ahead and set this here. And I'm going to kind of position that about where I think is a good position. Now I'm going to take a little piece of washi tape. Now remember when you're using washi tape, you don't want to tape it down on the edge that you're going to keep. So this middle section I'm going to throw away. So if it tears this section, it's okay. Like it will be totally fine tearing that section. Okay, I don't want it to tear the rest because I'm keeping that. That's part of my card. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and run this right through my Gemini. All right, so there's that. Do not feel like that cut very well, so we are going to try that again. We're going to run it one more time. And I think maybe I'll put just a little extra shim underneath that to give it a little more pressure. I'm going to run it one more time. Ah, there we go. That worked. Okay. Now that piece I'm going to take out and throw that away. And so I have, there we go. That is the piece I needed for my little pocket there. All right, now I'm going to take this pattern, and this is the one that has the green on the back, and I really like the black and white side. So I'm going to put this piece down, and this one measures 4 1/8 or 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay, just like that. And then I have this yellow piece, and I am going to take my pumpkin and I'm going to stamp it right there on that yellow bumblebee colored DSP. Because we don't always have to color everything. Like, we can totally use our DSP to add color to our project. There we go. And it's done. Let me grab my wipe here. Oh, there it is. And we're done with that one. And I have one more thing to stamp, and I'm going to stamp it now so that it has a little bit of time to dry before I trim it out. So using the Cajun Craze ink, I'm going to stamp You're Such a Blessing. I'm going to do it one more time just in case I mess up on the cutting part. There we are. Oh, this one is stuck. I am going to have ink everywhere. There we go. Now it's closed. Stuck my hand in it. All right, go ahead and wipe that off. We're done with that. Okay. I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to take my die cut for the pumpkin. And I'm going to cut it just like that. And I don't think that I have any green vines. So I wonder... I don't have any green cardstock just sitting here next to me. But I have this green DSP, and I'll just use that. That'll work. Because I would like to cut some vines out as well. And here are my vine dies. I have them taped together. Grab my plates again. All right, so I'm going to take just a little piece of tape here, and I am going to... Now, see, my tape now is on the outside of the image. And this one, it has a little tape left. I don't know. It probably has no stick left. It's been run through 100 times. But we're going to try and make it work. Go ahead and run this through my Gemini. All right, so there is my pumpkin. Perfect. And here are my, those did not cut. That is just bizarre. So let me try that again. I wonder if my magnetic plate is just done. It's probably time for me to order new stuff. Time to replace the old stuff. See, that's still not cut all the way through. Where is, here's that piece of cardstock I used. Stick it all on there. All right, that worked out much better. We're going to just have to retire those plates. They have said we are done. And I'm going to just take a pin to poke out the vines. Ooh, that's pretty. That's so pretty. Really like that green patterned paper. But because it took me a couple cuts, they didn't cut out as perfect as I would like. But we're gonna make them work. We're just gonna make them work. Because I don't want to be here all day, and I need to figure out my Gemini. I think these plates are just done. They're just worn. All right, so now I'm gonna take my glue, and I am going to glue my pumpkin. So if this is closed, I want my pumpkin to be just down just a little, just like that. And I'm going to add these vines. I know they're just pieces, but you know, it's okay. They will be just fine. There we go. You know, not all vines are the same. There we go. That's good enough. All right, so throw all those away. Now we're going to take and put my little sentiment on there. I'm just going to cut it out with scissors. Doing the best I can to make it straight. That looks pretty good. That on flat. Right up here in the corner. Now in my little turtle, I have some flowers. 1, 2. I know that I need 3 flowers. And, oh, I need that leaf. There we go. Oh, not that one. That one. And let's get some leaves. So we got yellow and green and red. All right, so these are all like extra leaves. So, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put some glue around the edge, just like that, and then I'm gonna stick my silicone mat underneath, because if any glue oozes out, I do not want it to get gluey on my pumpkin. There we are. And you know, you could really do as many or as few leaves. I think on my original I only did 3 leaves, but you know, I have all those cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some flowers. Again, you know, there doesn't have to be like a specific spot. Like I'm not putting these in the exact same spot that I had on my original card. They can just go wherever. Okay? There's no rules. And there we go. That is the one I just made. This is the one I had made before. And there you go. You can sign right in here if you wanted. Three leaves, 4 leaves, some vines, multiple vines. All right, well, that is the entire episode today. So I hope that you enjoyed October Hostess Club, and I will be back later this month for November Hostess Club. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and just remember, that's incredible.